Hi Crochet Nation and welcome back to my channel. I am Teenie Crochets and today I'll be showing you how to crochet this chevron wallet. So it's really simple and easy to make, and it even has press studs to stop the contents from falling out. So you can use these for many things, but I think I'm going to use this for my crochet hook and scissors when I'm travelling, so I don't have to take my huge crochet bag everywhere again. So to make this chevron purse, you're going to need various types of colours. You can make them in any colours that you want. I chose an orange, a blue, a green and a yellow. Your embroidery scissors, press studs, which I got off eBay, I'll leave a link to them down below, 3.5mm hook, cotton yarn in green and red, and some embroidery needles. So get your crochet hooks at the ready and let's get going. So you're going to begin with the colour of your choice and a 3.5mm hook. And I'm going to slip knot onto hook and I'm going to chain 45. 1, 2, 3. And then 43, 44 and 45. Now into the second chain from hook, so not the first chain but the second chain, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So I'm going to zoom you in a little bit. So 2 single crochets into the second chain from hook. 1 and 2. Next I'm going to do a single crochet in the next 4 chains. So 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next I'm going to skip 2 stitches, so I'm going to skip 2 chains, and now I'm going to single crochet in the next 4 chains after the 2 skipped stitches. So I'm going to skip these 2 stitches and then single crochet another 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now into the next chain I'm going to do 3 single crochets all into the 1 chain space, so 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. So from this point on is going to be our pattern repeat. So this was just the beginning of our design, and now we're going to do a pattern repeat for the rest of the row. So now I'm going to single crochet in the next 4 chains. So 1 single crochet into the next 4 chains. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Next I'm going to skip 2 stitches or 2 chains and then single crochet into 4 chains. So skip 2 and then single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then into the top of this stitch another 3 single crochets. 1, 2 and 3. And that little section will be our pattern repeat. So as you see, we're making chevrons, and when we get to the bottom of a chevron, to take our work back up we skip 2 stitches, and when we get to the top of a chevron, to take our work back down we do 3 single crochets into 1 stitch, and the 3 single crochets and the skipping 2 stitches will change the direction of our work. So I'm going to repeat that little section again to the end of this row. So next I'm going to single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're now at the bottom of a chevron, so I'm going to skip 2 stitches or 2 chains, 1 and 2, and then single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're now at the top of a chevron, so I'm going to do 3 single crochets into this stitch, all into the same stitch. 1, 2, get some yarn, 1, 2 and 3. 4 single crochets into the next chains, so 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 2 stitches or 2 chains because we're at the bottom, and then single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and in the last stitch of this round, so the last chain of this round, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So 2 single crochets into the last stitch of the row. Then I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work. So that was our starting row, and a starting row is always different to the rest of them because you're single crocheting into a chain instead of a stitch. So this next row that I'm going to do is going to be what we're going to repeat for the whole purse. So once we remember what I'm going to do on this next row, we're just going to repeat that over and over again until the purse gets to the desired length. So from our chain 1 into the same stitch, or the second chain from hook, the first stitch of this round, I'm going to do 2 single crochets. So 2 single crochets into the first stitch, 1 and 2. Now I'm going to single crochet 4, and we're going into stitches now instead of chains. So single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. We're now at the bottom of a chevron, so I'm going to skip 2 stitches, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to single crochet 4 again, 1 and 2, 3 and 4. I'm now at the top of a chevron, so I'm going to do 3 single crochets all into that one stitch, 1, 2 and 3. Now ready for another 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the bottom of a chevron. So we're going to skip 2 stitches again and then single crochet in the next 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now back at the top of a chevron, so another 3 single crochets into this one stitch, 1, 2 and 3, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 3 single crochets into the top stitch, 1, 2 and 3, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, skip 2, single crochet 4 again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the last stitch of this round I'm going to do 2 single crochets. There we go, 1 and 2, and then I'm going to fasten off with this colour. So I've got a brand new pair of scissors because I broke the other ones. So fasten off with this colour, pull through, and that is our first colour block for our chevron purse done. So at the beginning and end of every row we're going to do 2 single crochets into the first and last stitch. Then we have 4 single crochets between every chevron, and at the top of a chevron there's 3 single crochets into one stitch, and at the bottom of a chevron we skip 2 stitches. So now I'm going to show you how to introduce the next colour. So into the stitch that we fastened off, that's the stitch that we're going to reinsert our new colour into. So with my new colour, which is this green, I'm going to slip knot onto my hook, and I'm going to insert my hook into the first stitch of this row. I am then going to yarn over and pull up a loop, so there are 2 loops on my hook. Then I'm going to yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I've done the first single crochet whilst attaching the new colour. With these yarn tails, just to make it easier in the end, I'm going to weave them in as I go, and I'm going to weave them in for 4 stitches. So that means I'm going to hold them between the working yarn and my project so that they get crocheted in between my stitches. So I'll try and show you what I mean. So we've done 1 single crochet into the first stitch, and now I need to do another because we want 2 single crochets in that 1 stitch. And now I'm going to single crochet 4 in my new colour. So if you see, I'm holding the tails in the back of my work, and when I insert my hook into a stitch, the yarn tails are in between my hook and the working yarn. So when I hook over with the working yarn and pull through, the yarn tails have been caught between that stitch. So I've just single crocheted 1, 2 and 3. Then I'm going to drop them yarn tails because they've been single crocheted in enough, and I can complete my last single crochet, 4. So we've done 2 single crochets, and then we've single crocheted 4, and we've also weaved in the yarn tails as we went. So if I turn over my work, you can see that the yarn tails have been weaved in for 4 stitches. So now we're at the bottom of a chevron, so I'm going to skip these 2 stitches and then single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then 3 single crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 2, single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Single crochet 3 into 1 stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 2 stitches and single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 3 single crochets into the top stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 2, single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And into the last stitch I'm going to do 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. Chain 1 and turn our work. So I'm going to show you how to do this one more time. So into the first stitch of this round, 2 single crochets. So 2 single crochets into all the first and last stitches. Now single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Skip 2, single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 3 single crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip 2. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to be saying this in my sleep. 3 single crochets into the next stitch. 1, 2 and 3. Single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip skip the next 2 stitches, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 3 single crochets, 1, 2 and 3, single crochet 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, skip 2 and do our last 4 single crochets, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and into the last stitch of this row 2 single crochets, 1 and 2. So we're going to do 2 rows with each colour, so I'm going to chain 1 to fasten off with the green colour, and there we have 2 colour blocks done. So I'm going to introduce my next colour just to show you one last time how to do the colour add-on. So my next colour is going to be this blue. Remember, you can use any colour that you want. And into the stitch that we fastened off from, I've done a slip knot onto my hook. I'm going to insert my hook into the last stitch of the last round, yarn over and pull up a loop. So there are 2 loops on my hook, yarn over and pull through both of these loops. So I've done my first single crochet. I'm now going to hold the working yarn in the back of my work so I can weave it in as I go. So I'm going to do another single crochet into that first stitch. Now I'm going to single crochet 3. 1, 2 and 3. Then I'm going to drop the yarn tails and I can do my last single crochet to make 4, and I can continue with this colour doing 2 rows as we've been doing before. So you want to continue this method until you have 18 colour blocks. So you want to change colour and do 2 rows of each colour 18 times. And then when you're done, you're up to that point, come back and I'll show you how to finish our purse. So the next thing I want to do is to just tidy up these edges, and I want them to be the same colour as the 2 end pieces of my chevrons, so they are orange. So I'm going to pick up my orange colour, slip knot onto hook, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to single crochet along the edge of the purse just to make it neater. There aren't actually any stitches here for me to single crochet into, so I'm going to have to pick up stitches wherever I want to. Because there are 2 colour blocks, it's probably going to be 2 single crochets per colour block. So we'll have a look how that works out. So I'm going to join my yarn at the edge of the side. And now I'm going to single crochet along, doing stitches where I feel I can put them. So I'm just going to go through any place at the end of the work. Which is going to average 2 stitches per colour block, as I said. So I'm going to do 2 single crochets at the end of every colour block. And at the end of this row I can fasten off and I'm going to repeat what I've done exactly the same on the other side. So I have just pressed this lightly with my iron, so I put the iron on the coolest setting that there is and I spray the steam over it and then just pull it into place, just so it's nice and flat for the next part of this, which is sewing the purse into place. So the purse is going to be find the bottom of your work first, and we're going to fold the bottom of our work up. And what we're going to do is stitch these sides together, and then eventually this part here will be the lip of the work, and that is how the purse will look complete. So I'm quite happy with the positioning there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 colour blocks exposed on the bottom part. And I'm going to take a strand of my orange yarn and thread it onto my embroidery needle. And to prevent this from moving whilst I'm sewing, I'm going to put some pins into place, just to keep it all straight. So with my yarn on my embroidery needle, I'm going to insert into the first stitch, and I'm just going to tie a knot just to secure this into place. And I'll move you in. And how I'm going to sew these together, I'm going to go underneath the legs of the first stitch, and then underneath the loops of the legs of the back stitch, and pull through, and then come back underneath the next stitch, under the legs of the next stitch from the back, under the loops of the next stitch at the front. So I'm going through consecutive stitches each time to join the bottom of our purse together. And don't want to pull too tight that you cause a wrinkle like I just nearly did there. There we go, that's the last stitch of this side. And now, let's see how secure that is. That seems pretty secure. If it didn't seem secure, I would have stitched back down the side. But as it is, I'm going to fasten off here, and to do that I am going to put the yarn through a loop to do a small knot, and then if I invert the purse, oh, it looks pretty nice that way actually, doesn't it? I'm going to weave my yarn tail into the backside of the purse. Now I'm going to complete that on the other side. And there you have the purse. So I have bought press studs, and I was thinking that I might put a press stud under the lip to make sure it stays shut, and I'm not sure whether I want to or not. What do you think? Because I know whatever decision I make is going to be the wrong one. I think we're going to do it. So with these press studs that I bought off eBay, I'm going to take 2 out. I'm going to check they're not too tight to undo. No, they're okay. Okay. I'm going to find a needle that will fit through the gaps on these, because they are pretty small. Let's have a look at this one. No, too big. Okay, so I had to find a tapestry needle, and now I need to go and find some cotton, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've found some green cotton, because I'm going to put the first press stud on the green section of the lip. Cut a length off, thread onto my tapestry needle, and then I'm going to take one part of the press stud. The first one I'm going to put is here, so I'm going to hold it into place. I'm going to do tiny, tiny stitches so that we're not going to be able to see them. how do I want to do this? Okay, I'm going to go up like this and then back. And then tie that into place with a knot. And then, as though I was attaching a button, I'm going to go in and out of all the holes provided on this press stud. And to sew on the bottom studs, because they are going to be attached to the orange chevron, that is where the placement lands, I'm going to be using an orangey red cotton. I'm going to attach them the same way I did the top ones. There we go, so let's test out these studs. Woohoo! So there is our chevron purse. So if you wanted to add more detail to this, you could add a cord, like do a couple of chains to make a strap. Perfect gift, or for a little girl, or to keep your passport in, or a phone case. I think it's cool, and it was really easy to make, and that's the best thing about crochet, easy projects, because it means that everybody has the chance to have a go. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. It's free and it really helps me out. I don't know what I'll be doing next, so with any suggestions, leave them in the comments. And other than that, have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now!